Alright, so starting a new Dwarf Fortress, you have to pick a location to start. Move around. Hard to pick a spot. But best thing to do is to use the F key to find. And what we're concerned with is that there is no aquifer. Like multiple shallow metal, multiple deep metal, some clay. I don't care about clay actually. I do care about at least more than a little soil. And we're just going to search that. The other stuff more for you're going to have a very specialized build. We'll search through the region. I made a large region, which is probably not that smart. This is going to take a little bit of time. See on the right side, it's finding nothing so far. But if it finds any of them, I'll stop it. Going through those here. There's probably not going to be anything with all my aquifer settings that are out in the middle of the ocean. It's not likely. If we find one, it'll be somewhere in here by the mountain. A lot of this region is kind of just dead. Not the best world generation, but it takes a long time to build, so I'm not going to make another one. Or just wait. And skip this part. I'm not going to add it. We're in the domain of legends. In the diminished. Have checked some of the region. You might get one right there in the top right, top left there. That we do. We do. So now we have a green axe that's popping up here. That's something that fits all the description. Oh, there actually. Gotta pick one of these spots. Find them manually too. Not that hard. But this is a nice lazy way to do it. So then escape, browse the results, and we can get all up in it. So let's see. Got aquifer there, and my yellow cursor is where I'm at right now. This is a zoomed in version right over here. And I'm looking at this one right now. So it says down there use UMKH to move around. That's in the top left there. You see me moving my starting location. I'll pick this one here, I think. The sand, some soil, deep metal, and flux stone. Not all the stuff I wanted. Also hot and woodland. So start with that. Push E, start. Always prepared carefully. So now we have our 7 peasant dwarfs, and we can go over the dwarf therapist and tell it to connect. So immediately we get to see who's good at what. First I want to find the people who are going to be the least pissed off to be miners. So this guy's 83 fitness or affinity for the role. So Bear and Lorbum. Lorbum is in fact a miner. Oh, I need keypad out. Disconnected. Bink. Dash that up. Plus key to add mining levels. Back to the left. Back over here was Bear. Was the other one miner? So we want 2 miners that are proficient right away, because otherwise that's super annoying. So I'm just gonna mark these guys as miners. Carpenter, also very important. He's gonna be working right away. So Dedek is our dedicated carpenter. I'm gonna mark him. Boyer, don't care. Woodcutter, good, but don't care. Woodcrafter, don't care. Mason, we want a mason, so Feb is our mason. Some stuff you have to make out of stone. I have a proficient mason. I have 4 of them done. Let's see, who else is there? Ushrir. Ushrir is good at stuff. Happy or enthusiastic. He likes stuff. Nothing really interesting there. Says he's probably going to be a good crafts dwarf, which that's fine. I guess we'll just give him crafting. Give him stone crafting. Sure. No, he's a shitty stone crafter, so I guess we'll give him woodcraft. Ushrir, woodcraft. It's good to have a woodcrafter, some kind of crafter right off the bat. And then I've got these other 2 guys here. Momuz and Namal. Let's see, Namal. He's got a very high roll for ambusher, so let's do that anyway. I don't usually do an ambusher, but go with ambusher. Also want to get crossbow. That's down here. Ambush, crossbow. Let's give him dodger, because I'm about having a guy. Give him a little swimming, just for fun. Let's see, now Mamuz. Get him to be a woodcutter, because I need a woodcutter. Alright, so now that we have some basic dwarves set up, find that these settings don't matter. We can just commit them or clear them, doesn't matter. they'll get added. They'll get their jobs added later. Now we go push. It says here push tab for items, and this is your starting loadout. So you always bring an anvil, because the only way to make an anvil is if you have an anvil, and you don't want to rely on someone else to bring you an anvil. Even though you probably won't use it, good chance it'll get stolen by a bird or something absurd. Step ladders, I'm not paying for step ladders, those are way too expensive. Wheelbarrows, not paying for that, it's literally 1 log. Wooden crutches, I'm not going to have a hospital right away, so I don't care about that. Wooden buckets, pretty good to have. Quivers, 1 quiver. But if I have quivers, I'm going to have to get bolts too, so come back to that. This is the food supplies. Mostly, I care about plump helmets. I like to have 3 different kinds of beer. And that leaves us with 311 points you see down here. So we can go over here, and very important that you bring 1 of each cat, because they will eat random vermin. Turkeys are technically the most efficient fowl because they produce leather. So we want like 6 of those, 2 of these, that'd be fine. Other stuff is good too, but those are they make the biggest egg clutches, and they're just ridiculously overpowered. The power gamers foul. And then I like to get pigs, because you can grow them inside. So I go 4 pigs, 1 boar. Nope, no money. So 3 pigs, 1 boar. That leaves me with 37 points. We're gonna go here, and we're gonna go bolt. Get some shitty copper bolts. And we're gonna increase the number of those to what fits in my build. And I don't really ever make dimple cups, but you want maybe some pigtail, because that's for rope. Alrighty, so that's all my points. You can name the fort. Random. This will be pulled lances, because that's fucking hilarious name. And then what am I naming? G, the group, is going to be the acts of sound, sure. I'm not going to bother with a symbol, so now we can push E to embark. Here we go. Takes a second. It's going to do its thing. Alright, so the only super important thing to know here is you can get a feel for what kind of animals you have in your biome by what kind of things get hungry. Lions are getting hungry, so strike the earth. Let's go. Alright, let's see. I am not familiar with this tile set, but it seems like it. Here we go. Cool tile set actually. They've got little jobs showing. So, very first thing you want to do is kind of just check out your land, see if there's any cool features. I don't see anything too interesting. So, go B for building, W for workshops, and you want a carpenter's table right away. Oh, no you don't. Gotta get some materials first. So, D for designation, T for chop trees. And it looks like these are the symbol for trees. I'm gonna chop a few of them down. The spider webs there. Looks like spider webs. You want to look at anything? Z? No. F? U? K. K will do it. What is this? Giant brown recluse spider. Silk. So that's something to worry about, but not right now. Then we're gonna go designations. Yeah, designations. E for gather plants. We're just gonna let them gather everything. Gather all the random shit. It's probably good for now, so I'm just gonna hit space to let them do their thing. Run around a bit. This tile set's extremely confusing for me, but just let them do the thing for a second. Then we go B, W, C, the carpenter workshop. I need to pick what logs to build out of it. Scroll between those. Doesn't really matter. We want to get second after that. Probably good actually. Let it do that for a bit. This guy's building it. It's like another major thing. Push N. This is how you get your nobles. Right, so you want to have manager right away. Usually you just make it your expedition leader until you have someone who knows how to manage things. Now it says you have a requirement, right? So you can look at the requirements. He needs an office, but it doesn't say that until you get to a certain point he doesn't actually need an office. But what that lets you do is press the job list, J. See all the jobs, push the M for manager. This is what you can't do otherwise. You can go new order. This is how you just kind of like automate all the different things that you want to do. Tell it to make 10 beds, thrones, 10 thrones. It's probably good for now, whatever. But now that I have that, around a bit. Now this is kind of like the main feature. DD to build, to dig. Oh, we're gonna do a J for downstairs. gonna go pop up, and then going up and down is the triangular bracket looking things over the comma and the period. I've got that. You can see I'm starting to build here, so I go B. No, sorry, not D. Before it's dug, you can carve different features directly into it. So now we go upstair. I want to upstair actually. Maybe I want to up downstair. So there's both ways. Go down one floor, up downstair, down one floor, up downstair. And from here, dig out a little bit. If you hold shift, you can get it to make an 11 by 11. That'll be my initial stockpile. Let them do that. It's important to get your initial stockpile before stuff starts stealing out of your cart. So now you want to think about stockpiles. So P, W for a wood stockpile. Make a nice little wood stockpile near the thing. The extra guys will start running the wood onto that. This guy makes his beds. See up here, there's nobody doing nothing. It's kind of important to keep people working. So we're here. These guys are digging. We're up here. Enough wood for now, for sure. But they'll shuffle it all over here. We go build. W for workshop, and then we want a craft workshop. We have that wood crafter guy. And that means that we need to go to J, oh no, back. J, M, make a new order. Q, the wood craft. I want like 30 of those. Make fucking wood crafts forever. That way if they do have like some merchants that come early, you can still trade with them. Something to sell them. So with this one, we're looking for a trade depot. Shift D. And we're just gonna make that right here. It's just an initial one. So this one takes 3 types of wood. I'm gonna make it out of T wood because I have stone now, so I'm gonna make it out of stone. Now if you push escape to get back into the regular menu, push Q, you can see this one needs an architect. So let's see over here. Labor's full. Let's see who does architecture. In this case, literally like everyone should just be an architect. Edit. That way anyone can just do that. It's not really important who does it. But they'll start bringing up the stone from that after they plan it out. Wait. This little guy over here. Freaking out. Don't know what it is. It's a cavy boar. I don't really know what a cavy is, but it's a thing. It's an aminal. Alright, let's check out our underground stuff. That's going. They're digging. They'll get better at it. If you start these guys at too low mining, this would take forever. Super important that you have some miners to start. You could even have 3. Then you have to make sure you bring an extra pick. If you don't want everybody to get stuck hauling wood, probably don't make the wood stockpile, and then they can just run directly to the piles and get it. But for now, my main priority is to get these 10 beds done. So they've done 9 out of them. So this is going to be, and it says down there, construct beds complete. I'm going to go B, B. I'm just going to literally slap 10 beds down here. B, enter. Enter. B, enter B. That's 10, I think. And then we go P for stockpile, and for this one I'm going to do custom stockpile, and T for the settings. So animals enable, because they mean animals in cages, I guess. Food enable, but we're going to turn off some of these. So I'm going to say F, or no unprepared fish. Don't bring that shit in here. That's good. Furniture, we want corpses, no. Refuse, no. Stone, don't, because they'll just fill the whole place with stone. It sucks. Ammo's fine. Coins don't exist, but feel free. Bars and blocks. Gems is good. Finished goods, leather, cloth, wood, weapons, armor, sheet. Then you have to remember to actually make your stockpile. Now we have a stockpile that does not accept stone, but accepts everything else. We're going to keep these guys digging, because the digging is often the bottleneck. I'm just going to have these guys make another large room. Now I'm going to push Q to change building settings, I think. So here I can turn this into a bedroom. Do the plus key to catch all of this stuff. I'm gonna do that. We're gonna push D to make it a dormitory. And so now they're gonna start bringing in all this stuff from up here, which there's a lot of stuff in here. It's just all piled on top of itself. This is you push Z, you can see your stuff. Go left and right to see your other stuff. Stocks, see here you have no idea how much of what you have yet, so you get a guy to count it. Do the nobles. So bookkeeper, also the expedition leader. Settings. Yeah, for the bookkeeper you want to have settings, you go highest precision. But he needs an office for that, I think. Luckily, this next room is going to be like kind of a mead hall with offices and stuff in it. Still have all our boars, we still have our turkeys. That cabbie pup hopefully didn't steal anything. More animals over here, I think. Don't know. Worms. I still don't really know this tile set, so. Yeah, they're doing down there. Trying to fill it in a little bit. Yeah, it's important to get a bed inside as soon as possible, because they'll get pissed off otherwise. Now, another important thing to do is you have your 2 miners, but they don't want to mine because they're doing all this other stuff. So I usually turn off all the other stuff, all the random little jobs that a miner can do, because they need to just continuously build that skill up. I'll leave levers on because good, and the other one was one for corpse hauling, I think. I don't know. Whatever, commit. Now you should see this light up. It's gonna go back to dig. Those 2 guys should only dig forever. That's what gives them a good mood. That's what the 80. That's what this stat here is. Or say rolls. And look at this. See, they're becoming more suited to mining. Because this guy loves copper and picks, and this guy loves copper and picks. Just working with that stuff makes them happy, so they're just never gonna rage out. Also, they're pretty good at fighting with a pick. You can make a military unit of just your miners, and they pretty much will kill anything that you'll have to deal with. You definitely want to get that skill up, because they'll use that skill to hit attacks, to damage attacks, all that stuff. I'm not really a fan of this tile set, but here we are. Oh, we have a trade depot. It's not going to be useful yet. It's a little shitty entrance to our base. Let's see. What jobs do we have? Wooden craft still making. Rock thrones are not being. So actually, let's go manager. Go move that because I forgot. Let's see. Chair. 10 chairs. Q. Table. Make some wooden tables. 10. Probably shouldn't have set this thing to set wood, actually. It's a mistake. Disable. No wood. Otherwise they just fill the whole place up with wood, and that's no fun. Now if you already have people building, but you want to make more buildings, down here there's set priority. You can turn it up or down. Lower numbers, higher priority. So now I have some 5s here. Do it like this. X to cancel. 4, 5. I'm gonna make some workshops. It's important that your workshops are sort of separate from everything, because occasionally your dwarfs go nuts while they're crafting stuff, and you want to be able to lock the door so they starve to death instead of beating everyone. Happen too often, but I like to make a nice crafting area. This is entirely just how I do it. These nice little crafting rooms where you can have a workshop in the middle and like a stockpile for the materials that they'll use here. And let them keep digging. They're not going to actually dig that until they finish the first lower priority stuff, or higher priority stuff. Now they're going to all be shifting this wood back upstairs. Right. K to examine stuff. You see it's the sand wall here, right? So that means this level is... Oops. I don't want that high priority in it. Make farms in here, probably. Just want a little one though. Eventually, like, this entrance is going to be temporary after we actually have a proper way for them to get in. Now we'll just seal this one off, because it's not really defendable. It's directly into our stockpile. Goblins would love that. So generally dwarfs are shitty fighters, so you're going to want to use mechanical traps and different things to not have to fight people at all. Okay, what the fuck are you? Okay. Giant hamster. Giant hamster. Okay, let's follow this buff hamster, see where he goes. Please leave. I don't know how giant a giant hamster is, but you can look on the wiki and see how big it is. It's huge, probably. That's just a giant hamster, of course. What are you? Just a mule. That's... Oh, so your cart is initially brought by two like pack animals, but there's not really a lot of use for them, because like usually you're not gonna get a breeding pair of them. So let's see, we ended up with a mule and a water buffalo, and can't really do anything with mismatched animals. Occasionally you'll get like a male and a female of the same type. Maybe you'll start breeding them over ground, but they need space to graze and it's complicated, so I don't bother with that. What I do instead is I go workshop. I go U for butcher. I will put a butcher here. Now see here, needs a butcher or a small animal dissector to actually do that. I'm gonna find the butcher in here. Butcher. Who's the most suited and is not a miner. Butcher. So apparently the mason could probably do it. Woodcrafter. Doesn't really matter how good you are at. We're gonna have this guy do it because he has no job apparently. Nomal is the butcher. So now we have a butcher. At some point, there he is. Push K, follow this guy around, F. See at the bottom what he's doing. He's making a butchery table. So now that he's got that, we can go push Z, get into the animals. We can go down here to manage the animals. I believe you push B for slaughter. B. Slaughter these guys. Now we have stockpile P for Y corpses. Let's just put corpses over here because it's better if they're not just left where they are. And R for refuse, just trash. So it says I've struck Ride-a-Light, so if you push A you can get to your alerts. My crafter's already making some masterwork stuff. Let's see, push enter on it. Enter? No, Z for zoom. So right here we have some Ride-a-Light clusters. Not very interesting in fucking Wikipedia, any of these things to find out what the hell they are. And we're slaughtering buffaloes. That gives us some meat and some leather and probably hair or something like that. So here we have, I'm gonna go B, no, B, and then it's farm plot P. Farm plot, I used to make them very large, but now I understand that really you just want, oops, U and then X to remove it. So farm plots are weird. B, P, and then you have this size thingy. You have to reset it. This is the same with all construction. If you're constructing a stair or a wall or something, you have to preset how big it's going to be. But you don't want more than 7 by 7 is good. Do P, do another 7 by 7. Like that'll feed everybody for a long time. Now we have to make sure we have some kind of farmer. So farmer's here. And this guy's a wood crafter. He can be a farmer too. Now that I have a farmer, some guy might come down and do it. I think he's still, yeah, there he is, crafter, but he's also a farmer. That's done. That one's done. And he goes away. So now you have to tell it what kind of things to build for each season. So in spring, plump helmets. B, want more plump helmets. C, more plump helmets. D, more plump helmets. And then for here, I mean, I guess just whatever, right? Pigtails, C. Bushes, sure. D. Extra plump helmets, just in case, for the winter. Different stuff grows at different seasons. Some stuff only grows above ground, other stuff grows below ground. Alright, let's see how the digging is going. They're going. Now let's see, B, T for table. I'm just gonna build a couple little tables around. Alright, that's all I got. And C, table for chairs. Doesn't matter too much. Do from here is go I, designate this entire area as an area. I is for areas. Don't know why. So from here you can have all these different settings for it. We're gonna make it a meeting area. I'm gonna assign it a location. Add a location. This will be an inn. And also a pen pasture. So there you go, Shift N to set which animals are stuck in here. We're just gonna move all the animals in here for now. Then it's important to also go into L for location and look at your tavern. And by default, you just let anybody in. I only want people who live here to come in, so I push R to change the restriction, and then that's everything. Now they'll all come here and hang out. They'll eat here, and no random people from outside of town will come. Pretty much just let them build for a bit. So this guy's starting to plant plump helmets or something. Let's see. Here's the water. You can go I again. Select this area. Push W for water source. F for fishing. Fishing is super OP too, so if you can fish, pretty much just beat everybody off of that pretty easily. So I'm kind of messing up here. I'm hoping to get these crafting areas done before I start the next part. Realistically, you have to stay on top of W, build a workshop. I guess I still don't have a mason. I'm gonna make a masonry. I need a Z for kitchen. You can do them in different orders. L for still, very important. Still is pretty much more important than food. You don't need to cook your food, but if they run out of booze, they're gonna be pissed if they gotta drink water. Let's see, N. Be nice to have a tanner's workshop since I butchered those dudes. And let that go for a bit. We gotta see, here we have someone who does all these jobs, right? So tanning and brewing. Let's see, brewer. I don't have anyone who's a good brewer, but doesn't matter. Brewer, canner. You still want to make sure basically just that your miner is not the one you pick for this. Commit. Oh, what was this one? Cooking mason. I think I have a mason. Yeah, I already have a mason. Cooks. Yeah, cook who is not anything important. It could be this guy, sure. It's really just to build the thing. As long as you don't make them just do that job forever. I mean, some jobs they really prefer to do, and they'll just do that instead. Like if you tell them that they're a fisherman and they're a bunch of other stuff, they'll just fish. Just like it better. So now my piggies are in there. And the pigs are in here penned, so they'll start breeding naturally, but the other guys won't. The turkeys need a specific thing, so we go JM Q, and we go nest box. Make a wooden nest box. Make like 5 of them. Now my crafting areas are a little bit more cleared out. Go BW for your crafting workshops. Now that some of them are built, you can see the ones here for what I've already made. And we want to get... let's see... mechanics workshop, very important. Mechanisms. Do farmer's workshop, that's good for extracting seeds out of stuff. At this point, the rocks everywhere is kind of bugging me. It's kind of a tile set specific thing. That the rocks are annoying in this case. I'm gonna build a little another room. Microcline. I love microcline. That's one of my favorites. Where is it? Ah, this blue stuff here. Yeah, it's just a nice color. I go J. Let's see, JMU. And make a statue. Rock statue. 2. And what's cool about this also is you can go into the details of it. Specify what kind of stone I'm going to use, which in this case is microcline. I'll have to make 2 microcline statues. You can tell it to make specific kinds of statues too, but for now I don't care what they come up with, and they usually just they're just going to make whatever they like or whatever they're afraid of sometimes. Alright, let's see how these other things are doing. The mechanics, I don't have a mechanic, so we're going to find a mechanic. Make that guy the mechanic. Doesn't matter who it is, because eventually you'll have more people to do all the different jobs. You just want to get all the machinery set up, all the different workshops. Canning guy, brewing guy. They'll get to it eventually. I think they exist. They're around. Oh, see what we're having here. Okay, we can see what this guy, this expedition leader and the hunter. This little symbol that they're doing here. Let's see. Follow him? No. No, you can see they were doing a little performance there. You can like get in there and see what the performance is about. They perform specific dances that they know and they teach each other. Now we have the tables. BT. Right. Lots of tables. I'm going to build a P for food. P for stockpile. F for food. Here's another thing I'm going to see. I don't have another microcline. I only had the one. So I'm gonna just remove this. Now I built 4 of the next nest boxes, so I'm gonna go B, and by memory it's a capital N, the nest box. AM. Yeah, you can see all the different jobs that I've set up, which ones are not getting done. It's kind of cheesy or whatever, but inside my meeting hall, I can designate. Oof, the heck? Yeah, zoom in. That was about. You grab one of these chairs and make it a dining room. No, one of the chairs to make a study. I'm gonna make it very small, and I'm gonna assign it to the expedition leader. Give it to that guy. So now he has his own little office. So he can sit there, he can count stuff and manage stuff from there. You can see my stockpile is starting to fill up. I've got a lot of figurine, prepared mule brain apparently. So that's good. Once it's prepared, it can sit in here and it won't go bad. This room's going to be my stone stockpile. See how my farm's doing. Alright. You can follow this guy, see how he's doing. Go F. See what he's doing. He's planting right now. So I think so above ground things are going pretty good. Still have some stuff in the wagon though. It's not good. By now it could have already been stolen, but we can see my anvil has been moved downstairs, so I'm not super worried. It's the only thing I can't replace. Now if we look at here, we can look at the labor full. We see our miners are now level 7. They're adept. Yeah. Only water buffalo meat. Alright, so we go P, we go S for stone, make this entire area a stone stockpile. Which that's going to help me to clean up some of this shit. I'm going to be moving stones though. Go to a new work order, JMQ, and do wheelbarrows. Wheelbarrows. I want like 2. Because look how slow they go with it. Bonk, bonk, bonk. It's pretty sad. But it's going to help me clean up a little bit. Go up more, you can see 3D with this tile set. It's kind of nice. Wrap. Thing. B. Oh. very specific. I don't know if it's in there. Oh, we got a wheelbarrow. And a chair. See the guy going with the wheelbarrow. A lot better at this. Alright, so now I have mechanic, so I want some mechanisms. Rock mechanisms, make like 15. That'll help with making drawbridges and kinds of other random shit. Levers, straps, pumps. Alright, so also I'm thinking to draw out a little bit more on my farm level. I'm gonna make a little room for piggies and a little room for turkeys. Super interested to get into this microcline over here. So I now have one statue now. I'm gonna place it. Doesn't do anything, but you know, all S for statue. I'm gonna warn people. My little microcline statue. I'll get that installed and see what it is. There we go. So we go K. We can look at it. A. What's the button? T. T is the one I've been thinking about. T, the microcline statue, and let's view it. Let's see what it is. B for the description. Momoo's Oblivion. Oh, so he just made a superiorly designed image of Momoo's the Oblivion of Urns, the deity of suicide and death. Depicted as a rotting female dwarf in microcline. Beb is, oh, and she made it look confused. Fucking don't know why. That's what we got. Just a confused statue of the god of suicide. Okay. Whatever. Let's see, I, we're gonna make it an I for areas, activity zones. Let's see, N for pasture, large N to decide which things to bring in. And it's gonna be the sow and the boar. I'm gonna declutter some shit. Make another zone here. It's gonna be small N, large N. Just turkeys. And we want to keep the cats down there in the food areas. I'll move all those guys out. Now we got more space for more W workshops. Let's see. We can do a loom O. Now it's important when you make your loom that you go. This is kind of a weird thing. But here it says set order O. We want to make sure that, where is it? W, big W, workshop. And we don't want it to auto loom the thread. And we don't really want it to auto collect the webs because that can also get them killed. So just stick to manually deciding which webs to grab and bring in. And don't just turn all the thread into stuff because you need thread for some stuff. So they're moving the turkeys into the turkey area. Did I build doors? I did not build doors, so J MQ door. Make some rock doors, like 10. 10's not enough, but so now I'm going to push read to get a fresh look at this, and we're going to go labors full. I think it's just going to show me current job. We want to see what this mason is currently doing. Making the rock mechanisms because he's my mechanic, and so I'm going to take him off of that. Instead, I'm going to take this guy whose job is to listen to poetry. He can be the mechanic instead. Wacky. Yeah, I guess there's not a lot of butchery to be doing. So. And do their thing. What we got here is the mason workshop. Hopefully we see a mason show up pretty soon. There he is. T gives you some nice details, tells you what's inside stuff, which is what I was trying to remember before. Come up here, we push T, you can see what's still in here. So there's one battle axe that's still in there. There's only one guy's a cutting guy and they haven't moved it, so we get some wood, pigtail thread, and one axe. Usually you can actually cut one of those axes out of your initial build, and that's like 40 points, pretty good. I should have done that. W, let's see, what workshops do I still need? Do a J for jeweler. Not super important, but it's good to have eventually. I would like a F, metalsmith forge. That'll use my anvil. And I'm gonna do it with limestone. Once I got this all dug out, actually gonna go D for designation and S for smooth. And I am gonna select this entire place to be smooth. Now we have no idlers. Everyone's doing something. It's summer. Some of those rocks moved. I believe no one's been told to actually do engraving, smoothing, so I'm not gonna do it yet. That's okay, then I don't have extra people yet. Oh, these guys doing? T? No. Dead? No. Okay. Enter to view. Enter to view. Yeah, this guy's having a great time. So we can push Z, C. But we are in fact running out of drinks now. Not good. So what's going on here? There's my still. Go JMQ. I'm gonna go brew. Drinks from plants. And I'm gonna say do 10. This is where we get a little bit more automated. So we're gonna go conditions. We're gonna say item condition. What? No. Sorry, delete that condition. We're gonna do R. So as long as we have plants and empty storage vessels for the drinks, we're gonna go P. As long as we have. Let's see. And change this one to 200. We want that. Seeds. I'm going to delete this condition because I don't care. Empty food storage, that is not existing yet. So it's another thing we need to work on. JMQ. Go barrel. Wooden barrels. Go 10 barrels. And again, we're going to start setting conditions on these instead. So we go R for as long as we have logs, we want barrels, and as long as we have P, barrels. So we're going to do push down here. You can change the trait of the barrel. So empty barrels. So if I've got, wait a minute. Yes, so as long as I don't have 10 empty barrels, make 10 empty barrels. Sense. Because these have conditions, they'll keep doing them even once they finish. They'll go back and check it like once a month or something. This guy's just straight making mechanisms here. So I'll show you what you do with the mechanisms. You go B, T, traps and levers, big T. If I want an L, I put a lever right here. Remove all these X by pushing Q and then X. Remove the barrel buildings. I actually changed my mind, I don't want those there. I want them in here. Masterwork barrels coming in. Now you probably want to get your barrels going a lot earlier because, yeah. And I start installing some doors here. They're not the best, but they'll stop a lot of things from getting in. Not vermin, but I usually just build doors based on where the entrance is. Try to make them go through as many doors as they can. Slow them down. Let's see. Another workshop, maybe. Alright. Go up here. Make. Push I to see where my zones are. It's over here. So I'm going to go B, W. And I'm going to make the fishing workshop. Nope. Where's fishing? H. I'll put it near the water. That way they don't carry all the garbage back to town before they start working it. Okay, we still have this axe. Those three woods, these three woods here are actually probably what the wagon's made of, I think. I'm not sure. Oh, but we got the thing we were waiting for is some migrants have arrived. So usually when you're playing, you would have to wait for them to run in off the side of the thing, but it pauses for you automatically. Now, when we look at this, we can, it's already sorted by migration wave. I'm gonna push read, and it'll immediately get all of your guys. So spring, summer, still year one. What we got here? We got some animal guys, we got some wood cutting guys. So that's interesting because that means these guys have brought their own axes. This guy's got a silver battle axe. That's fancy. Oh, and we got this ridiculous miller. The legendary miller. So that's cool. We can do something with that. Where is this? Probably just don't understand my tile set, so. Cool. We don't have a lot of milling to do, but now we have extra people. So we're going to see some idlers as they come in. What I like to do with new people, I like to get them all doing stone detailing. When we first get our first guys, I just tell them all do some stone detail. Good team building exercise. So they're just gonna all go to work doing that stuff. And they'll get better at it, but for now it's just a really good boost for their mood. I'm gonna make this look a lot less rough. Yeah, I forgot also, when you have an inn, you want to have containers. So you want to have at least one container in the room. Maybe a bag, it doesn't matter. And you want to make sure you make mugs. I think like 10 mugs. I think it's a craft. It's a rock craft. Now all the people are going to smooth rocks for a bit. And I have to just not be too concerned with stuff. So they still have 29 drinks. Kind of scary, but it's because I kind of messed up a little bit. Say JM. See that our additions for this, we still don't have 10 empty barrels. So they can't brew. See, they installed my lever. Which that's kind of nice. You can go Q, go over to it, and you can do add new task. And just shift P to pull it. Add new task, P to pull it. And you'll see someone will walk over and do it. At some point, they'll pull it and pull it again. Pull, pull. So you can link those up to bridges and all sorts of different things. Create flash floods or turn on pumps, turn off pumps, all that kind of stuff. There we go. Smoothing the rocks. I hate this tile set, if I'm honest. I think it looks like terrible. But this is the default one that the noob pack comes with. I don't know, maybe it looks better after it's all smooth. Looks bad to me. So they all just do their smoothing, and I'm gonna let them do that for probably right up until winter. So let's see, who's the brewer? The brewer guy. I've decided I don't want him to. Don't really want the brewer to do this. Really hoping the brewer can start brewing right away before we run out of booze. Okay, actually those walls look okay. Not terrible. And in the meantime, we can kind of look at our dwarves, see what we got here. And sort their happiness. They're still not too unhappy, but that's partly they're all doing detailing or drinking. They love to do those things, so it's just a really nice mood boost partway through the year. And it's kind of a permanent mood boost too, because then once they've smoothed out the walls, then they're happier to be in the rooms that they made. random. Let's see, how's it going up there? Yeah, we have these build nest boxes I was gonna do here. And that's all 5 of the nest boxes that I made. So you'll notice that the turkeys are not multiplying. And that's because the dwarves are stealing the eggs. They're just stealing all the eggs. They'll just keep stealing all the eggs. So one of the things you can do in the stocks, put it onto eggs. And we can forbid the egg right there. That'll cause them to ignore them. So we're down to 25 drinks, getting pretty sketchy. Let's see. B for brew drink from plant. If we can get 1 drink to start. Which guy's our brewer? There we go. Read. Brewing. He's also the farmer. What is he doing right now? He's wood crafting. He's also the wood crafter. I'm gonna take him off of wood crafting because it's not good. Keep reading it, see what he's doing. What's he doing now? Planting. Planter. You know, I don't think I can. There's gotta be someone else I can get to do this. This guy. He's an animal caretaker by default, so I really need to get a brewer or we will lose. Let's see. So I probably doomed my fortress by not making drinks right away, but you can offset that by bringing more drinks initially. JM. See the conditions. We still don't have the empty food storage items for this. Barrels 25. Getting there. Oh, I see this guy here starting to do brewy stuff. There we go. I'm just gonna watch this guy brew for a bit. Go eat. So let's see, Zed. We can see our drinks are now up to 45. So when they do it, they make 20 drinks, I guess. Let's see, they're all still probably doing detailing for the most part. What are these guys doing? Giving water. I guess they give water to the animals sometimes. Let's see what's going on here. Metal smithers, gem smithers. Let's see. Read. Let's this guy doing? Making wood barrels. Any more workshops to make? I am, but you have to craft the millstone first before you can make a millstone. So, JMQ millstone. But millstones are powered. I'm not gonna be getting into mechanics yet. So, better than a millstone is, I think, a quern. JMQ QUERN, quern. I understand that's sort of like a hand mill, I guess. A lot easier to set up. Like, you don't have to smooth the thing. It's definitely gonna be nice in a long-term kind of way, but if you're having problems, definitely don't bother smoothing the entire place. Or have one guy do it. He'll get really good at it, but I like to have everyone do it just because it's good for their mood. But, let's see. So now we've got, nobody's really getting better at it, but it's good for now. Take them all off of that. Put them back on it later. Get back to actually doing work. Let's see, what other buildings can we make? This is pretty ugly, but let's go down one more floor. Make up, down stair from I. This is where we are. Up, down. And I'm gonna make another little hall. You can just keep going down too. You can see on this side, you can see your elevation. Here is above water. This is the bottom here. I mean above, yeah, water. Well, I guess above ground. But we got the 10 wooden barrels now. Hopefully now we start producing drinks properly. Brewing. What is that? This is a blue peacock. Let's see. Oh, it's his personal peacock. His little friend. Occasionally they take pets. There you go, Zed, pet. This one's a pet. Which is nice. Anyone can be set as a pet, but cats choose their owners, whereas everyone else chooses the pet. Yeah. God, this tile set is super ugly to me. Alright, so this is over an hour, so I'm gonna cut it. That's it.